We want to make sure that our graduates have a great experience at Curtin, but that when they leave Curtin, they are employed and have successful jobs and successful careers over their lifetime.
So what we're doing is, firstly, we're providing co-curricular work experience opportunities for our students who want additional opportunities to build those industry networks and embark on a career development and career aspirations, so they can apply for those opportunities. They've developed through engagement with industry and community areas.
So we're paying attention to what industry is telling us in terms of wanting our students to have skills in leadership, in team building, in enhanced communication, in resilience, in conflict resolution, in negotiation, so a whole range of skills.
We're also working on curriculum a lot, embedding work integrated learning across the curriculum, so skill development is scaffolded across your course, and we're working a lot in building industry and community engagement and partnerships within faculties. There's a lot of great stuff that already happens in this university. We're really building on the foundations of that and using some of the champions to help carry the good message forward.
I think it's really important that we formed a tripartite alliance between industry, the Curtin Career Centre and the academics on campus, so that each of those parties involved can actually enhance the student experience, assist the student in being totally readied for the workplace, by doing some workplace training or in-service training before they finish their qualification, as well as those that are totally ready to enter the workplace in their professions.
At the Career Centre, we help students achieve employment, whether it be part-time while they're studying or whether they're looking for vacation work, graduate programs or ongoing employment after they've graduated.
The Curtin Career Centre is a great free resource for students to actually use in their transition from their uni studies to the workplace. We find that at the faculties we can develop students from an academic perspective, but giving them access to the resources that they have here at the Career Centre does help them in that jump from their uni life to the workplace.
We've got a huge range of resources covering topics ranging from job search strategies, resume writing, faculty-specific resources.
It's really important that we do have this resource that we can refer students to, because there's a limited amount of time that we actually have to help students prepare for their transition into their workplaces. So the resume checking and all the nuts and bolts that go into the interview techniques that the students need, and this is really the best place for the students to actually get the nitty-gritty and all the bits and pieces that they do actually need.
So currently some 12,500 students each year at Curtin actually engage in an industry placement as part of their curriculum. We want to expand that across the university.
Since the day I started my PR degree, I started doing work experience as well. So I've finished my degree, so 3 years on I've done 6 different types of work experience, and I'm a better person for it.
And we also are building a virtual hub, if you like, where employers and community express interest in having students work with them, and we match an employer group or a community group with students who are interested. So we've got a whole lot of strategies happening that will hopefully strengthen our networks and engagement with community, employers and industry.
A couple of months ago I applied for a once-off volunteering role with Career Hub, and because of that they had a record of my CV. And then 2 months later, when this job was advertised at 2XM Security, they were able to look at my CV and then contact me because I was quite suitable for the role.
So every Curtin student can log into Career Hub and see daily updated positions advertised to them.
The lady that I worked for, she actually knew someone who was looking for a marketing coordinator, and then passed on my number, and I ended up getting a job, and I love it here, and I feel so much confident doing the work because that's what I have been doing for the last 3 years.
Work experience is so important. Employers these days aren't looking for someone just with a high course rated average or past the top of the class. They need to know that students have developed what we call soft skills.
We work with employers a great deal. We've got several strategies available to us, and some are new, some that were here before. So what we've done, we often survey employers around the skill development of our students. We run focus groups for employers to find out what works for them. We get their input into curriculum development. We're hoping to build on assessment strategies where a very authentic assessment profile is built on employers as feedback for students and supervising students.
I'm an employer engagement officer within the Career Centre, and my role is to liaise with employers and bring their opportunities to our students, so vacation work, graduate programs, that sort of thing.
I work on the Next Step mentoring program, which is an initiative shared by the Curtin alumni team and the Curtin Careers and Employment team, and it basically matches penultimate or final year students with Curtin alumni that have got at least 3 years industry experience. So what students get out of it is an opportunity, I guess, to help them better prepare for graduate employment, develop networks and, learn from someone who's taken the path before them, I guess. And from a mentor's point of view, it's a great professional development opportunity to mentor a student.
Lots of support mechanisms for students. Of course, the faculties provide a great deal of support, and in some areas that's very well developed. We conduct workshops that prepares them for preparing the relevant documentation when you're seeking employment. We also conduct pre-placement opportunities, so students are prepared for the opportunities, and debriefing opportunities so that they can maximise the outcomes of the workplace experience, and also have the opportunity to reflect on the strengths and the gaps of their own skill development, because in work integrated learning that maximises the likelihood that you're able to get better at what you're doing and more employable into the future.
We've developed the Curtin Extra Certificate. The Curtin Extra Certificate is a certificate that we'll be giving students alongside their Curtin Testama, and it will have outlined on that very significant leadership and other activities that they've engaged in while they've been at university.
So as we're developing up these ideas and implementing them, always in the back of our mind that we need to be able to transform them to meet the needs of our diverse student cohort. So we consider inclusivity, we consider the study mode, we consider the location, and we will maximise those opportunities through engaging in international contexts, national contexts, online contexts.
A lot of our resources are on Career Hub. You also have access to the services that we provide, such as the drop-in service. One-on-one appointments with career development consultants can all be done over the phone, via email, via Skype.
For students coming to Curtin in 2016, essentially the difference that they will notice is that all of their learning will be embraced in a practice-based sort of context, will be hybrid with community and with industry. So the opportunity for students to network, to develop their employability capabilities, and to build on all of those through their course, through their formal studies, will be more explicit and articulated more clearly. We would hope to have a lot more international opportunities and opportunities to travel, so students are gaining skills that really are applicable in a global context.